off the toilet!
Walter White almost wasn't Walter White. The version that made it to screen runs on two things: a drug nobody wanted him touching, and a partner nobody wanted him keeping alive. Take either one away, and the tired teacher in that classroom turns into someone smaller and safer. Both of those things almost got cut before the show ever aired. Breaking Bad got turned down by network after network. Its whole premise nearly got softened to duck the one thing that made it dangerous. And in the writer's room, before season 1 had even finished airing, it came close to killing off one of its two leads. Vince Gilligan has told the origin story a few times, and it's smaller than you'd expect. Not a pitch, not a treatment, 9 words in a notebook. A good man does something bad to save his family. He built outward from there: chemistry teacher, cancer diagnosis, meth lab in the desert, and took it to Sony Pictures Television, the studio he already worked with. It went badly. An executive in that room called it the worst idea he'd ever heard, according to Gilligan. The same guy came around on it years later, apparently. HBO wasn't better. Gilligan has called that pitch meeting one of the low points of the whole process. Executives just sitting there, giving him nothing back. FX liked it enough to move into development, but they only had one drama slot open that cycle, and it went to a different show, one that lasted 2 seasons and nobody remembers now.
Look, lady, whatever you're selling, I ain't buying, yo.
Well, my name is Skylar White, yo. My husband is Walter White, yo. Do not sell marijuana to my husband.
Okay.
By the time the pitch reached AMC, Gilligan has said he didn't have much hope left. AMC had one flagship drama and not much else at that point, close to the last name on the list. If they'd passed 2, there's a real chance this idea just sits in a drawer. Even AMC's yes didn't lock in the show as we know it. The meth itself, the thing that makes Walter's transformation land, got treated by more than one network as a problem to fix rather than the point of the whole story. When Gilligan pitched TNT, executives liked the writing and the character, but hesitated hard on the drug. They didn't want to pass on a strong show over subject matter, but they also weren't sure they could sell advertisers on a series about meth production. Soften that element to get the show on air faster, and Walter's turn from teacher to kingpin stops meaning much. He's just a guy who broke a rule instead of a guy who broke himself. The writer's room nearly made its own hard turn early on, too. Gilligan has talked about a season 1 pitch where Jesse Pinkman dies, killed by a rival dealer, and Walt, consumed with rage, captures the man responsible and tortures him slowly over several episodes instead of letting him die quickly. That's darker than anything the show ever actually put on screen, on a show that later put some genuinely brutal things on screen. The room's reaction was immediate. Too much, too soon. Gilligan has said this is basically his usual process. Pitch the most extreme version of an idea he can think of, let the room drag him back to something the show can actually sustain for 6 seasons. Worth sitting with what that would have cost the show. Jesse isn't just propping up Walter's arc, he's the counterweight to the whole thing. His slow, visible destruction is what gives Walter's choices actual weight, because we watch exactly what they cost the person standing next to him. Kill Jesse off in season 1, and this stops being a show about what pride does to the people around a man who's convinced himself he's doing this for his family. It just becomes a colder show about a guy who gets away with things, with nobody left on screen to make us feel it.
I gotta do it, man.
Every one of these near misses comes down to the same gap, the safe version of an idea versus the true one. The networks that hesitated weren't hesitating because the writing was bad. They hesitated because it was specific and uncomfortable, the kind of thing that's hard to explain in a 15-minute pitch meeting. And most of the fixes on the table, water down the drug, cut the darkest character choice, were really just ways to make the story easier to swallow at the cost of what made it worth telling in the first place. The version that actually got made is the one that kept saying no to the easier road. Gilligan kept the meth exactly where it was. The room talked him out of killing Jesse, and AMC, with basically nothing left to lose, said yes to the exact version every other network had already passed on. So next time you watch that pilot, the classroom, the diagnosis, the gas mask in the desert, it's worth remembering how close it came to not existing at all. A different network says yes instead of AMC. The meth gets watered down for advertisers. Jesse's dead 11 episodes in. Any one of those,
and you're probably watching a show nobody remembers. Well guys, that's it for this episode. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button below. And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap the bell so you get notified when something new goes up. 2 more videos are on your screen right now. Click either one to keep watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.